Welcome to this Xbox Life episode 399 TXL finale. No, I'm just kidding. Can you imagine that? 399 being the last episode of TXL.
That's it. We quit.
Yep, we're out of here.
Can't take it. I can't take one more show.
Nope. Episode 399, and this episode is called Summer Drought. And by the time of the end of the episode, if you don't know why we called it Summer Drought, then you skipped past everything. I don't know. All the news that we got and all the games that have been releasing, it's crazy. There's just so much gaming stuff to do. But I'm one of your hosts, Brun, VJ Swick 33, and of course, the rest of the gang is here. We have Wingman 709.
Hey, everybody. How you doing?
And Mr. Presar, how you doing?
Good evening.
Good evening. Sorry, had to take something to drink. Had something stuck in my throat. We, of course, stream each week, every Sunday, 10 p.m. Eastern, on twitch.tv/this Xbox Life. And then the MP3 version that hits the iTunes and all your favorite MP3 stores usually hits around Monday or Tuesday, depending on how well our audio goes. So, and whenever Rob feels like crawling out of bed and doing it.
And when I remember, sometimes.
Yep. So,
but yeah, I just want to say that we did put the show into cryostasis last week for a couple of days.
Yeah.
So no bits were harmed during the lapse of show.
So, yeah,
only for the audio. That was only for the audio, man. The video was up and live, and tell you what, man, the guy that ran the show and did all that stuff last week, man, he was awesome.
Yeah. Actually,
amazing job.
Yeah, I actually tweeted out to Christoph, and I really liked last week's show. It was a really good show. So good job to you too. It was
him, man. He brought the info, which that's why I reached out to him, because I knew he would have those answers. That's what he does for a living. So he deals in that world.
Yeah, and it's perfect timing too. And I mean, I know it's perfect timing because the S is coming out. But it's crazy all the discussion that we've had at work, where I work, and people asking questions just around TVs and monitors lately. The HDR and all that stuff. So it was great timing, and I listened to it, and I was just like, oh, I never knew that. Oh, I was like, I knew the HDR 10 or whatever that was. I never knew there was another one. I was just like, I was like, there's two. I was like, oh, great. And you guys even talked about, I was like, is this another Blu-ray versus, did you guys say that? Blu-ray versus HD DVD or something like that? Or maybe that was another show, but that's the first thing I thought was like, oh no, not another one of those. But
well, that's one of the concerns. It's like,
right.
which, you've got these, there's more than one mode of HDR. So again, are we going to run into that? So sounds like Microsoft's hitched their wagon to the proper, most used version, which is version 10, right? If I recall from what he said last week, and not the Dolby. So
I think so. Yeah.
I think we'll probably be in good shape. I think they forward thought, because I think that's what I was saying last week. I think that with HDR, I'm not HDR, the HD DVD. I think they wanted to support anything that was not Sony's background. Mm-hmm. That's why they went against Blu-ray. So, right. But now here we have an Ultra HD Blu-ray player in the Xbox One S.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and I thought it was pretty interesting. What the whole thing of, well, they're definitely trying to be that. Oh, PS3 was the best DVD player, so we're just going to be the best player of that. So
yeah, that sold a lot of Sonys.
Oh,
maybe it'll sell a lot of Xboxes.
Yeah. The PS4 doesn't have an ultra high def Blu-ray player in it, right?
No, it doesn't.
So Microsoft actually, kind of got one up there on Sony, at least at this moment.
Yep. Oh yeah.
I don't know what the Neo's gonna. I would imagine Neo would have an ultra high definition Blu-ray player, wouldn't it? launches at the end of the year.
I think they are. I think they said that the Neo was supposed to be 4K video playback as well.
And the new Nintendo's gonna have S video output.
No, it's gonna have that little box you gotta flip the switch on.
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Oh my
RF.
gosh. Yeah.
RF.
That's hilarious.
You remember that? You had to get a screwdriver and undo the
Yeah.
little screws and put the little tong fork things there, and then you had to, every
Yep.
time you wanted to play your game, go behind the TV and flip the switch from TV to game.
Yep.
Mhm.
And if you
That's
have
right.
no idea what we're talking about, you're not a real gamer. How about that?
Or you're born.
No, you're just a young gamer. You are a real gamer, but you're just young.
Yep.
Yeah, you gamed after Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet Ron doesn't even know what that is.
No,
He's-
I
And
yeah, I had one of those. It said ours said like cable and TV on it. It was just a slider in the middle of the box. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I remember that. Cuz then, that box, if anybody had a NES, that's kind of what that gray box was. That you got with your NES, you would put that into your TV and then your cable into that, and then when you turned your NES on, it just flipped it through there. It was kind of like auto switching instead of the old school reach
Well, that's
back
why
there
I
and do it
think
yourself.
this NES Mini, I think it's a travesty that they're not including that little switch box. They
Yeah.
putting HDMI in there is just, I think that's just wrong.
Yeah.
If you're you can make it smaller, but give me the switch box, give me the full experience.
Yeah.
Not that anybody could hook it up to a TV today.
Right.
No.
And they gotta have some kind of fake cartridge that you
Yeah.
can blow into.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's what somebody said would be funny for the NX, for the Nintendo NX, because I guess they're going back to cartridges
Oh, they are.
for their games. Yeah, like downloading cartridges, that they should make them look basically like mini NES cartridges. And I was like, that actually would be kind of funny. And
Oh, yeah.
I think that'd be cool, actually.
Cartridges.
Yeah.
Wow, that's going backwards.
Well, I mean,
I know.
I mean, that's
it'll
what
it'll just be like an SD card inside
Yeah.
or something.
that's what like 3DS and everything uses. Yeah.
Still, it just seems like it's going. It just seems like that's going backwards.
Well, that's what they're choosing to do for their media instead of just
Yeah.
digital download. I mean, that's obviously where they have that as well. But
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Hmm.
let's get started. So, what have you guys been playing? Rob, would you like to go first?
Yeah, for me, the main thing I've been playing this week has been Tumblestones, the freebie game
Okay.
from that other week that we got it. It's not bad, not bad. Pleasantly surprised. It's actually pretty fun to play multiple players on the same console. So
All
I'm playing that with my son. It's tense, action packed.
Is it?
Yeah, no, it's a race basically.
Oh, okay.
Who can finish the screen quicker? It's pretty good, surprisingly.
Gotcha.
That's about it for me.
All right. For myself, I played Overwatch on the PC, and I played Overwatch on my Xbox One. And I will say I typically play casual. I on the PC I did go through season 1 in the ranked. I did my 10 rounds or whatever. I'm not up to 25 on the Xbox One to do it there. But so I did do that. I will say that competitive mode, it is not fun to be random with randoms because it's very tough if you get a group that's together. Even with their matchmaking that they have. So I typically play casual and have fun there. But casual gameplay on a PC and casual gameplay on the Xbox is two different stories. I don't know exactly if the same matchmaking works on the Xbox One, but the skill level on the Xbox is just not there in the random. I like went 1-7. I was like, I just kept finding I was just going in playing randoms, And I'm looking, I'm like, why is this person running back toward the base? Why is this person running over there? Why is this person doing this? I'm like, don't they know the strategies? And I'm just, maybe they don't watch as much as I do, or play as much, or get the strategies from the PC side. But I mean, understand they could be a little bit different, but man, oh man, it's so hard to play randoms on Xbox. I usually just turn it off and I come and play it on the PC because it's just that it's that different. Um, but I was trying to find people to play with, uh, from the community, like Christoph. He mentioned that he plays it, but I had some issues, which we'll talk about in a little bit. So, but Overwatch and Overwatch, that's all I pretty much played. Mark.
Um, I did a lot of TV watching, even though my whole family was gone this week. They took a trip, and I stayed back home. And I was like, man, I'm getting some gaming in this week, and I really didn't do much at all until
Sleep.
just the other day. I just watched. I don't know. It was weird. I was bored. It just I don't know. But I did play some Battleship, which came out this week. It's kind of part of that Hasbro game night. Uh, so I played that. If anyone's looking for easy gamer score, that is very easy to get the 1,000. It'll be a little time consuming to get the last achievement. You got to complete the campaign, and some of those are pretty tough. I played one of them several times until you get kind of lucky enough to find the guy's ships quick enough. Um, and they got more resources than you, and it's they got a new take. So there's like the classic mode of Battleship, where it's just you fire one, they fire one. But then there's this other mode that they put in where you get like resources, and you can actually launch like white pegs, and if you hit a ship, it like detects it that it's not a hit. And then you got to use like these red, then use the red to actually attack. So it's and then they got all your ships have different modes and things that you can do. You can launch mines. You can, if you have an aircraft carrier and you use 5 white resources, then you can take a whole line on the grid, and they'll do an air. They'll like run the air. The plane will run down and drop all the little white pegs looking for ships. If it hits any of them, it'll pop them green, so then you know where you can attack. And then it's time limit. There's a time limit of how much time you have to make your move, and then it'll go back. So it goes back and forth. A lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. They've got different ships. They've got different, like there's like a military, there's a tech, there's orcs, and then there's the pirates. And their ships all look different. There's different skins you can get for each one. You can get them through the Ubisoft Club. You can get some through the Hasbro Family Game Night app, as that thing has like it's kind of like a UPlay. It has its own little rewards, and you get points in that app that you can use to unlock rewards like skins and stuff in the games, which is pretty cool. It's a lot of fun. I really enjoy it. And I'm looking forward to. There's like 30. I can't remember. There was like probably like 7 training missions, and there's like 30 campaign missions. So there's gonna be a little time consuming to get through. I think I'm on number 8 or 9 in the campaign, but some of them, yeah, the odds are kind of against you, and you might replay some of them several times, but it's fun. And you can do uh, play on the same screen with family members or whatnot. So there's local and there's online playability. So it was 14.99. So you guys are looking for a fun little game to play with the family, or just you like Battleship, check it out. It's pretty cool. I also played some Siege, the new DLC. The new 2 new operators and the new map came out. Um, I think I don't know if it's available for everyone or if it's just for season pass people at the moment. Not really sure, but it was available when I played this week, so I was playing as the new operators. Um, so had some fun with that, and I did check out. I think I played a match or two at Tumblestone as well. I'm kind of frustrated because I'm like trying. I'm on the second world, and I'm like at one spot in there that like you can't skip. So some of these you can skip um, if you get stuck, but there's a particular level in each world that is not skippable, and it requires you to do like clear like 3 or 4 boards in a row. And the one I'm on in World 2 requires me to clear 4 in a row, and it has those closing blocks. Rob, you'll know probably if you've been that far where there's like a stone that'll appear, and you can't do anything, so you got to hit a different color, then the stone goes away, and you can hit that color beneath that, and then the stone reappears, so it's alternating. And you got to clear 4 boards in a row with those, and it's got 2 of those stupid stones, and I just can't get through it. So I'm kind of frustrated that I feel like this game is I can't progress any further in it. But I really like
It's
it.
it's like welcome to the world of everybody that plays Candy Crush.
Yeah, but I got a lot further in Candy Crush. This one like stopped me pretty darn quick. And there's no way around it. There's no special powers you can buy. There's not that type of stuff to help you
I
get
bet there's a
through it.
walkthrough on IGN for it.
No, the every time it starts over, it's a new the colors are
Yeah.
all random.
No, yeah, yeah.
So you're just gonna have to get lucky 4 times in a row. So but anyways, I'll hopefully eventually I'll get lucky and clear it. But that's what I've been playing this week.
All right, cool. We had a question in chat here. Other than Recore, Dead Rising 4, Forza Horizon 3, and Gears, are there any other exclusives for Xbox this year? I mean, I know Halo Wars is early next year, and like Crackdowns next year, but is there any other ones off your top of your guys' head that
Wait, you said outside of Recore Dead Rising 4, we've got
Forza,
Gears of War 4 is coming
right, and
out.
Forza Horizon 3?
Forza Horizon 3. I got to look at the list of what's coming.
Okay. Well, while you do that,
So-
I'll move forward here and go into my thing real quick. Well, before I start on our topics and what we have to talk about today, patreon.com, monthly subscription to help out the show. Go to patreon.com/thisxboxlife if you want to do just a one-off tip of $1,000 or less, go to twitchalerts.com/donate/thisxboxlife. So we appreciate everything, and you guys are awesome and been helping us out. It's been fantastic. Roundtable. So first thing,
Killer Instinct Season 3.
yeah,
Well, that
Yeah,
is. It
okay.
comes out August 31st. That is it's more content for Killer Instinct. Okay, Recore is coming. I don't know if the Dead Rising collection is. I'm sure that's multi-platform. That's got to be. Yeah, Forza Horizon 3.
Can't wait.
Here's 4. That might be it. Yeah, Titanfall 2 is not platform specific anymore.
yeah.
I don't think Dead Rising 4 is either.
I didn't think so.
I think that's going to be I think that's coming out.
Is it timed?
Oh, it
maybe?
is also on PC. So it's Xbox One and PC. Oh, okay.
Well, everything's going to be PC from now on.
So
it's
yeah,
kinda,
so in our world it is still an exclusive. It's a Microsoft exclusive.
right.
And let me check. I think that's probably about it.
Okay, that's what I was thinking too.
So yeah, there's not a whole lot. Halo Wars 2 is February of next year.
February.
And then Scalebound is April of next year. So
Right.
But those are exclusives. But yeah, not a whole lot. But there's a lot of stuff coming.
Yep. All right. So my first thing is I wrote down here Xbox issues. It's really not an issue with Xbox or the update or anything. Just to give everybody a heads up. If
Earthlock Festival of Magic. That's an exclusive.
I can't believe I forgot about that one. That's on top of my list.
I just happened to highlight it. And it says it's Xbox and PC only.
Is anyone playing Deus Ex? I am a fan of the Deus Ex series. I don't.
Are you playing it?
Well, I won't be getting Mankind Divided right off the bat. Just because it's one of those ones that, like, yes, I'll play it, but it's not one of those day one things for me. I actually need to finish Human. What was it? Human Revolution. What was the last one? Deus Ex Human Revolution, I think.
I think so.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is you're going to wait 2 weeks for it to go on sale and then get it?
Pretty much.
Okay.
But,
That's what I thought.
Yeah. So the
Rise of the Tomb Raider Blood Ties. That's another one. I don't know what that is. That's got to be DLC. That's
I
coming
think
out
so.
October 11th. I
Yeah,
haven't
it's-
even heard.
That's DLC because I think that's
Yep.
about the time when it hits everywhere else. You know,
It
it's
listed as Xbox and PC only.
oh,
So, but
Hmm.
we shall see. All right. Anyways,
Yep.
there's not a ton, no,
nah,
but if you're looking for games coming out this year, at least Xbox One has them.
yeah, yep.
If you want PS4 games, you're gonna have to wait till what 2019. So
I don't know. Depends on which ones
unless
you're
you,
looking for.
unless you go in VR, then there's gonna be like 200 VR games. So
So, Xbox update's been rolling out. I'm not tying this to the Xbox update. This has happened to me before, but I just wanted to kind of, put it out there because it is aggravating. Um,
can I preempt this and tell you what your problem is before you even complain about it?
well, it's not really a pro. I mean, it's not a pro.
It's because you're in a preview program. That's just I'm
Oh,
just telling. That's the default answer. Get out of the preview program, Ron.
yeah, yeah. So, no, what it was, I've been playing I've been on Xbox here and there over the last week or so, and it's like anytime I'd pop in, I'd usually have a couple people hit me up here or there. I don't think anybody's getting any notifications of me like sending party invites or sending messages or when I'm coming online. I am online. I did the whole offline online thing. I Brentley, he's in here and I'm yelling at him because it's completely his fault. I'd send him messages and he ignores me. I might have to take him off my friends list. So he's been downgraded from favorite to just like normal people. I'm just kidding. No, like I even was sending you invites when you're playing Battlefield or not Battlefield, Battleship on Friday. I sent you like 5 requests for party or like to join a party.
I never saw them.
Yeah,
I never
and
saw
then
those.
I sent you
It was
2
an hour
messages.
later, I saw you had sent me actual messages, but never a party invite.
Yeah, and even sending you messages, and one of my messages was, "Are you even getting any of these?" So yeah, it was kind of a pain, and I had that happen before. And what I actually had to do was I had to sign out and sign back in, and then I actually sent some invites out again, and Gunny Chief picked up. I'm like, finally somebody got the a pop up or notification that I actually sent them something. So hopefully you guys will see that I'm online and sending invites or questions or stuff out there. But very big pain in the rear.
I've noticed since the final update, my notifications aren't working at all, even for achievements.
Oh,
They're not popping. Nothing's coming up anymore on my Xbox. So I got to go dig and see if something got turned off by default or if it's just a problem with their newest update.
yeah. And also, I had an issue where I went to turn on my Xbox and my controller wouldn't turn on. And then so I just went up and hit the Xbox button, and the Xbox button makes noises, but never turned on. And then it turned on for a second and then turned off. And then I heard the Xbox actually running, and then it sounded like the Xbox shut off. And then I turned it on again, and then it actually turned on. And then I finally went and checked and was like, oh, I was doing an update. I don't know what it is. I think it's Windows 10, or Microsoft really just doesn't care anymore on telling you when updates are happening on your machines. Flash the Xbox button when you're downloading or installing an update. In Windows 10 on PC, they never tell you. All it does is that your computer looks like it completely locks up, and then you have to force a power off. And then when you force a power off, then it's like, oh, finishing update. I'm like, oh, that would have been nice to know you're updating, and I wouldn't have shut you off if you would, somewhat tell us when you're doing these secretive behind the scenes updates that nobody needs to know about. It's really annoying. So,
yeah, don't get me started on Microsoft and their Windows 10 anniversary update.
oh yeah, by the way,
Don't even start me on that one.
that just was updating and installing before the show started, and I got the message like, "Would you like to restart?" And I'm like, no, not until after the show. So if my computer completely goes out, it's because they've decided it's time for me to restart.
Yep.
But yeah, that's I guess will be on my machine after I restart here. So, but Yeah, that was my first thing. Like I said, it wasn't really an issue with the update or anything. I think it's happened to me before, so I wanted to let everybody know if you are in there and like say Brentley, if he's sending out messages and nobody's answering him, it could be because you made me mad and I just don't want to talk to you anymore, or it could be that people aren't getting your notifications. So take that, Brentley. No, I'm just picking on him because I see him in chat and I like you. I'm just kidding. So, but yeah, just a thing. I think signing out and signing in is what fixed mine. So, but so next thing here, you guys remember? I think it was like the release party or when they actually showed off the Xbox One at E3. They also announced that Spielberg was doing a Halo TV series. And it was like, oh, awesome, because they were trying to do it was during the time before Phil Spencer when we had that huge thing of TV, 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 TV,
Yeah.
TV,
The
TV.
metric curse.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So if you remember that, one of the announcements there, I think, was this Halo TV series by Spielberg. And then I think it was like last year, the year, or maybe a year and a half ago, it was kind of like never talked about and almost seems like it was canceled. And I was kind of like, it's a bummer because I'm a Halo fan. But I do have good news. Phil Spencer himself tweeted about it. So it's true. Everything on the internet's true. But Xbox head Phil Spencer confirmed today that Steven Spielberg's directed Halo television series is still in development. So it's still coming.
It's good news if you're a Showtime subscriber.
Oh, okay. Sweet.
It's
Oh, that's
yeah,
right.
like
I
for me, I
remember
still won't
that.
get to see it.
I
I
remember
have
that.
HBO, and I'm not buying Showtime just for Halo.
Yeah. Hey,
So-
I have a username and stuff for the Showtime app.
Gotcha. Buddy, pal.
Yeah, buddy, old pal, old friend.
Friend of mine. Yep.
Yeah. So, I didn't see a date on here, um, but it's still in development. So, what we thought was dead and never going to come out seems like it's still.
3 years ago.
Yeah, yeah. It's still in works. So I'd hate to think that they're spending this much time on it and still going to scrap it. But we have seen crazier things when it comes into game development. But you don't pay Spielberg to develop something and not put it out. So, but yeah, pretty good news there. I was
Well, according to
excited.
IMDb, it's coming out in 2017. The series premiere will be next year. So
Oh, nice, nice.
season 1 will be in next year, 2017. So, um, yeah, there you go.
Very cool. Yeah. Um. Next thing. So. Oh boy. Windows. You said don't get you started on the Windows 10 anniversary update.
I
Um.
I just keep my comments to myself.
Yeah. Well, I have another thing here because for those who remembered E3, they're talking about this Xbox Anywhere. So games like Forza Horizon 3, which is in September. Is that when that is? September 27th. Yeah, so September 27th, you got Gears. That's a anywhere, um, title, stuff like that. So the good news is you'll be able to play on your PC, and all you got to do is plug in a controller or have one of the new Bluetooth controllers. Well, there are possible issues. So supposedly, the Windows 10 anniversary update has introduced issues that cause the controller to pretty much like power on, and then when you sync it, it powers on and syncs, and then automatically shuts off and doesn't work. The article that I'm reading here is from Ars Technica. I think that's correct. They reached out to Microsoft to ask, what's the cause of these issues or whatever, but there's fixes on the way or fixes in the works. But that's not good news. You know, when you're talking about the one controller you want to use when you're playing on the PC, uh, and you can't do it. It's something that's, you know, we've kind of been frustrated a little bit with this most recent update for our Xbox One. But this here is the latest update for Windows 10, and it's just again another thing where it worked before and now it doesn't. Now I'm a developer, so I know bugs get introduced and things get fixed, but this one here is kind of a very weird situation, and definitely when your big push is this Windows 10 anywhere. Everything works on anything, anywhere you are, anywhere you go, and except for when we release an update and it breaks everything. So, but yeah. So do you guys play on your PC much? Do you do like the Xbox streaming or anything like that very much? No.
Yeah.
I haven't in a while.
Yeah. All right. Well, I know I moved my Xbox back out on a TV, and I was actually going to stream a game, to my computer because I know it works pretty well in my house. And then it's like, controller doesn't work. If the controller's not going to work, I'm not going to do it. But when this gaming anywhere stuff is coming out in September, that stuff better work, or else people are going to be after them. And the thing is that is going to be targeted at Xbox. That's not going to be targeted at Windows 10. That's going to be hitting the Xbox community harder than the Windows community. So they're just going to say the Xbox stuff doesn't work on PC when that's not the case. So, all right.
They'll get it worked out.
Yeah, I know. I mean, the anniversary thing just started rolling out this week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I just got the update. But I know that if you experience that issue, it's known, they're working on it, but it is kind of a bummer that that's occurring right now. So.
Yeah, I put mine. I got Windows 10 Professional, so I went into delay mode.
Oh, gotcha.
So I have delayed the update. I don't like. I will say this: what I really don't like about what Microsoft has done in Windows 10 is that they have basically they're taking away our ability to decide whether to update our machines or not. If you are a Windows 10 home user, you have no options. You will take the updates, period. You can't delay them even on Windows 10 Home. If you want to be able to delay or defer those updates for another time, and according to what I read, it'll defer at about 2 months. So I won't get the Windows 10 update for about 2 months. You have to be on Pro or Enterprise version.
Huh.
That's it. So they're forcing the home users to take the update right away. And what I don't like about that is, I've run into things as a home user that, so let me put it. Oh, sorry. Okay, let me change how I'm saying this. So Microsoft says, okay, here's our update. Well, like my company has gotten numerous updates as we are working to prepare our products to work on the anniversary update. The problem is in this digital world now and the way things run, the final product is like complete like days before they release it. They have been working on this and having different builds all the way up to the very end. And then they go, okay, this is our final one. Boom, there it is, world. Well, guess what? Like my company and every other company that writes software has not had that final code long enough to ensure their products are going to run on that updated software.
Right.
Or on that updated OS. So Apple's done the same thing. They do the same thing. They don't release code to anyone. We had issues with some of our products that were working in the mobile space because Apple says, here it is. And that's when like vendors like ourselves would get this. And then you got to start building patches and hot fixes and whatnot to get your products to work on this. And of course, the consumers are always like, and like on their phones, everybody wants to update to the new iOS or the new Android the day it comes out. Well, guess what? The product, some of the apps you use aren't going to be ready for a while. And then they get mad at the vendors when they really should be mad at Apple or Microsoft for not giving these vendors time with that final code. So That's why I've put this in defer mode on my machine, and I ended up having to spend $100 last Monday night uh, on my wife's because yeah, she got Windows 10 upgrade for free. Yeah, but she had a home version of Windows 8, so I couldn't defer hers. Well, I use enterprise grade malware protection,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, patches aren't ready for it yet. So I had to go and spend $100 to upgrade her to the pro version, only so I could defer the Windows 10 anniversary updates.
Yeah.
And I'm not the only one impacted by that.
Yeah.
So it was like, well, there was $100 out that I wasn't planning on blowing, and it just kind of sucks that. And Microsoft is, I get why they're doing it. Like in the home market, they're because so many people don't update. I mean, so many people out there just simply don't even care about it.
Well, they
And
don't know.
well,
Yeah, it's
a
like
lot of people know they don't care. There's a lot of people they know they don't want to know. That's the thing. They just play dumb and oh well, I'll be okay. People don't want to take any kind of initiative to learn to protect themselves or their information, and it sucks. It's a pain, but all you have to simply do is just when you install your software, make sure it's set to auto update, and most stuff defaults that way. But there's a lot of people that don't update their OSs, they don't update their software. There's a lot of people with old versions of Adobe out there that, oh my gosh, you gotta, your PC's wide open to the world right now because you haven't updated and closed all those holes. So Microsoft is taking the stance that we're going to force everybody to update. The problem is we may have a third party product that has not been tested, is going to blue screen or going to cause a problem because Microsoft didn't give that final code out and give the vendors ample time to write, So it's not the vendor's fault. Now, if Microsoft had done it ahead of time and said we give you 30 days, then it would have been on the vendor's side if they weren't prepared.
Well, that
But in this case, they're not doing that.
the
They're
pre-
like, oh, here's the final code to the world.
this preview's been out for months, though.
No, there's a million different builds.
Right.
They have changed. Just how many times have you seen the Xbox update in the last couple of weeks?
Right. It's the same thing.
Windows 10 has been the
Mhm.
same way.
Yeah.
They're updating. These people on the inside program for Windows are getting updates constantly.
Right.
We, as someone like, and I'm saying from like my company standpoint, yeah, we can get that code. Okay. Oh, well, you gave us one. So we start testing and then we're still in the process of testing it. Oh, here's another one. Here's another one. Well, here's another one. What we need is the final build.
Yeah, the RC.
That's all we really care about. Okay, here's the final build. Now this is what's going on to everybody. We need to make sure this works. But by the time that final build is out, they're deploying it. They're pushing it out.
Yeah,
They're not giving anybody any time to update security software or any other kind of applications that people have on their machines.
Yeah, I think the RC1 or something like that was only probably 2-3 weeks out. But I know like both Microsoft and Apple kind of handle it both the same way. They just kind of throw out their beta versions and you run
Yeah, but
those.
like I said, it's not like one beta. That's the thing. And
Right.
we had a lot of internal calls this week about this.
Yeah.
And this was, we had a lot of questions like, why didn't we know? Why couldn't we alert our customers sooner? Blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like they told us how many builds they were given by Microsoft.
Yeah.
And then again, it's like, well, what matters is this final one. And they made changes again, 0 hour, and say, okay, they lock it down. Boom. It's a digital world. They don't have to send the code to get pressed into disks and shipped to manufacturing. So it's not like the final build is ready. Like some of these games, like any game you're going to buy, like at the end of August, it's done. The final build's done. They've shipped it. They're pressing discs. They're printing covers, putting in boxes, and shipping to stores. You got to have that time. Usually, I think it's about a month or two that they have that final build. With OSs for mobile devices for Windows 10, they're done. They're going to ship it. They're going to turn the bits on in the cloud and say, okay, here's our final build. We don't have to wait 30 days to get it to the stores. It's available to you now, which consumers are like, great, I get it quick. But there is a backside of that all your other stuff could break because they're not giving other people a chance to review the final code and make any changes. And there are changes needed for Windows 10 on especially on the security side.
Right.
our software does need to have some stuff uh, on the enterprise level, anyways, that needs to be addressed.
Right.
So, it just kind of stinks. So, yeah, it kind of creates issues. So, but at least with us, most of my customers, anyways, in the enterprise space, they don't jump right on it.
Ooh.
But some people do. Some people like to ride that.
Yeah, that's
that
crazy.
line.
That's crazy talk in the development world.
Exactly, man. You never, and I always tell my customers, what? What do you mean there's no patch one? No, you're not going to it. Wait for at least patch one.
Yeah.
But it's just kind of like, I get why they're doing it, and I know I should shut up because this is not a Windows 10 podcast, but just be aware if you're at home, you're a Windows 10 user, and you cannot control the updates. They're coming. You cannot turn them off. You can't defer them. You can't. My understanding is the only thing you can do is set it to notify you that it wants to do a reboot on the home edition of Windows 10. And then it'll update, and then it'll say we need to reboot, and you can just say no. And until you reboot, it will stay on that version that you had.
Right.
But you're going to have to turn it off at some point, and now you're on the new version. So you do need to be on Pro or Enterprise version to defer those. But even on there, all you can say is you click a box that says defer it. You still don't know when it's coming.
Yeah. And that's why we run Windows 7 at work.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, so it blows my mind from an enterprise standpoint that Microsoft's being this aggressive because, I mean, until recently, I've had customers still on XP. I mean, even probably 2 years ago, I had customers on Windows 2000. And I'm sitting there telling them, like, guys, that thing is 12, 13 years old, but there are situations that they can't because of the nature of the work or what, and I don't want to give too much away. It's not that, but there are situations that just don't allow them to do upgrades to the latest and greatest OS,
Right.
and, so it's kind of frustrating.
Yep.
Anyway, I'm going to shut up.
Yep.
Xbox related. Xbox rules.
Well, it's this one here. I wanted you to actually share this because Mark here has brought to our attention this super secret special update for the Xbox One S. Now, I would tell you guys that this type of news could cost, he should charge thousands of dollars for this. But I'm just going to let...
can't.
Yeah.
And I'm going to give full credit to the source here.
Yes, yeah, Wing cannot, but he actually went out and found this and clicked on the link and read the article, and he is our expert on the special update news. So, Mark, let everybody out there know what this is for the Xbox One S. This is awesome because it just came out.
Dude, this like blew my mind. So I got to give credit, and I want to thank IGN for this in-depth, knowledgeable article, and for the hours of research that they would have saved me, and I hope that I can give back to the community today by sharing this with our community so that they don't run into problems and issues when they're trying to do this on their brand new Xbox One S.
So IGN did all the heavy lifting, guys.
They did. I can't take no credit for this, but you guys are going to benefit on the rewards of this. So I'm like, I saw the article. It says how to update your Xbox One S hard drive.
Top story.
And I'm like, well, don't you just plug in an external drive? I'm like, did they make a change I wasn't aware of? Can you swap out the internal drive on the Xbox One S? How have we not been talking about this?
Okay.
How has this not been news? Oh my gosh, what did IGN find? So I clicked on the article, and you plug in an external drive into one of the USB ports.
There you have it, everybody.
Damn.
Mind
that
blown.
That warranted an article from IGN. So in other words, there was no news here. And I honestly believe they took an old article and just went in and modified the title and added Xbox One S and just republished this article to get people to click on it so they could get advertising revenue from the ads that come up.
Yeah.
They have gotten. Now, I like Unlocked. I like podcasts Unlocked. I listen to them every week. I like Ryan McCaffrey. I like the people there, but this is just ridiculous. And I have seen them doing this more and more and more,
Mhm.
where they're making their stories. They'll come up with a story like an article, a title. I'll click on it. You go there, and there's like one sentence, and that's it. It's like
Mhm.
there's not even an article here to read.
Nope.
And that's what this was. This was just a couple sentences, and it was nothing. It was like how to update your Xbox One S hard drive. This is no different than the Xbox One.
Right.
There was nothing there. So I guess maybe you could justify it if someone's new to the Xbox world and they don't know, then they're gonna, oh, how would I upgrade my hard drive on my Xbox One? Then I guess this article pertained to you.
No,
But
it's clickbait.
I still feel this is very clickbait.
It's
And it
fu-
really annoyed me when I saw it. I was like, you gotta be kidding me.
It's now IGN is just following normal mainstream media of zero fact checking and zero journalism, and they just post anything they need to post to be the first one to get the clicks. So
I've
I
seen
mean,
I've seen Rob do this sort of too.
yeah,
You guys got together to do a podcast. You won't believe what they said.
yeah,
I'm like, come on, Rob.
yeah.
But at least we're giving, at least that clicks you to quality.
Whenever I'm typing that, I'm just laughing and laughing.
Yeah. It's like it. Okay, so for everybody that's listening right now, here's what we're gonna do. Let's see if we can get an article on IGN, you know, and have it just be like top story news, because that's what I'm saying is like there's no fact checking, there's no research, there's nothing there. So like it would be, members of TXL find out that 17 million of the 40 million PS4s sold are in a warehouse owned by Sony. They were all purchased by Sony just to increase their numbers. You heard it here, folks. That is what happened. Sony is actually purchasing their own product to increase their numbers and to get better market share. And they are in a Sony-owned warehouse just stacked up to the ceiling.
You actually got that wrong. They're actually buried in Alamogordo.
Okay. So if everybody's listening right now and just starts tweeting like, holy cow, they found, 17 million PS4s in a Sony warehouse purchased by Sony to increase their numbers, and it just starts going viral on Twitter, all of a sudden it's going to be everywhere. And it's going to come now to be where it's like, well, it's because nobody did any fact checking, and boom, you would see it there just for them to get the clickbait. So, because that's what happens in real life now.
What would happen then is Sony would find out that you were the one that started the rumor, and you'd be sued for our $2 we have in the bank account, and we'd be shut down.
Oh no, it wouldn't be, because it'd be just like, what? I did the same amount of fact checking as IGN did. I just made it up.
Instead of TXL, it'd be TPSL. Episode 400. Out with the old and with the new.
Yeah.
If 3 new hosts, they'd all be sporting Sony t-shirts and stuff.
Episode 400 is brought to you by Sony View.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, that was the last thing. Oh, you know what? Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to think of how to say this. Like, we're gamers. I know I joke about Sony and stuff like that. We are an Xbox podcast or whatever, but we are gamers at heart. The stuff that's going on with No Man's Sky is completely ridiculous. Like,
what do you mean?
Well, somebody goes and they pay $1,300 for the game.
What?
And then they
Why?
start because they wanted to be the first. They and they start posting playthrough and game playthrough and they were putting their impressions online, because only person that owns a copy of it. And it's all just to get ad revenue. That's the thing, is it kind of ties into this ad revenue stuff. Somebody on YouTube on their channel was posting it. And I mean, they are basically going through, and they made it to the whole thing of this game is to make it to the center of the universe. It's supposed to take forever. And the guy's like, well, I beelined it straight for the center of the universe, and I made it in 30 hours. And then it was like, here's what's in the center, here's what it is, and kind of like put out a spoiler, of the game. And it's just like, dude, I would tattoo them him with a lawsuit of above and beyond of what you could do. But for anybody that's out there that sees that, don't watch it, don't pay attention to it. Just wait for the game to come out. People have been breaking street date. Like, we haven't seen people breaking street date in a long time for these games. People are been playing this for a while now, and the whole thing is when you go through the universe and you discover like a species or an animal or something, like, you get to name it. So people that have the game now are going through and discovering everything and naming everything. So, and they're like, it's ruining.
It's getting wiped out though today though.
Yes. So
all that stuff gets reset. It was supposedly today.
I think they need to wait. I think they need to wait until 2 hours before it launches.
Yeah, it should get wiped out like right before it launches. But
yeah,
what I think is kind of crazy about this is, like, I know the Horrible Gamers. They're good friends of ours. They got a show, Horrible Gamers podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Their Twitch channel got banned for 24 hours because one of the hosts had a copy.
Yeah.
And was streaming it, and I guess he was streaming it on. I think he was doing it on his channel, but Horrible Gamers was. What do they call that? Like, they were also streaming his stream.
Oh, they were. Yeah. You can host it. You can host a stream.
And so, or I know his got shut, or no, maybe it was just him that got. I think Horrible Gamers got whacked too, but I know his channel got banned for 24 hours.
Right.
And I believe Horrible Gamers did too as well, because it was before street date. And I'm just like,
no, they won't lose they don't lose their progress. The people that are playing it don't lose their progress because it's not their. I mean, the places that break the street date, that we've seen it before, like, they've usually said, hey, we're not going to punish you because you have the game in your hand. You didn't steal it, you didn't do this, you didn't do that. Like, yes, they shouldn't be punished. Well, there is still, like, for streaming rights and stuff like that, yeah, there's still, like, you can't do that until they release you. It's an NDA, basically, at that point. But they're not losing their progress, but all the server data, as far as naming everything, is getting reset.
Yeah.
So, but I
watched IGN. They were streaming. No, not IGN. It was Kotaku. I actually watched it the other day. I watched a little bit of Kotaku playing it, and I gotta say this, man. People are going nuts or super excited about this game.
Mm-hmm.
I think it comes out this Tuesday, right?
Tuesday on PS4 and Friday on PC.
And people are going bonkers and nuts over this game. And I watched the stream of these guys playing, and I don't get it, man.
Yeah.
I do not see the draw. I just, what I've heard too is they're saying that the game world is so large that you will probably never come across another actual player.
That is a possibility. And the cool thing, as far as a techie person, is they actually had to code basically bots to go out to test the game, because it's so large. But yeah, I mean, this game is a hit or miss. If you're a Star Citizen and you're a Elite Dangerous type of fan, like, this type of game interests you. Like, it interests me. But I've even heard people on IGN's podcast say, it's one of those things where it's going to be hit or miss. Like, somebody's going to play it, they're going to play it for about 30 hours, and they're going to be like, okay, that was fun. Or there's going to be people that's like, I'm going to dedicate, the next year and a half to it. You're going to have those extremes on both ends. Now, what the median is.
I think you're going to have people that are going to play it for a couple, like 5 hours and go, I'm done.
Well, that's true. That's what they're saying. You could have people like that.
I was bored watching this guy play.
Mm-hmm.
He's walking around, and it was brand. So they just dropped you right in. I'm like, there's no tutorial. You don't know what you're doing. And I'll tell you what, the resource manager, it looked just like Destiny. I think these guys might. I think these guys are gonna have a problem because their menu system. It was like ripped right out of Destiny. Everything looks like I thought I was watching Destiny when it first started. And they kept talking about it, but there's like so much that you got to do, and you got to grind resources to even get off the planet to repair stuff. And I'm just like, you. It gave me
Yeah.
like cringe of
Shivers.
going to the moon to get helium and crap in Destiny. It's like, oh, I don't want to go get
Yeah.
helium coils, and
It's
I don't want to go over to Mars and get this, and I don't want to go to Venus just to grind out this stuff, and that's what this guy had to do to even get off the first planet, and there's so much stuff there, and I'm like, that's all it seems is like you're gonna go planet to planet, getting resources, and I just don't see that as being fun. I mean, and that's just me.
right. I mean, no, obviously, I mean, that's your opinion, of course. I know,
Right.
I know what you're.
Yeah,
I know what you're saying.
I'm not
'cause-
knocking the game.
Oh yeah.
I just don't get it. It's like
Yeah.
I don't get Minecraft.
Right. Yeah. I'm
my
not
my
a
daughter was telling me
Minecraft
today
person.
she's all excited because she's like, I'm building this mansion and I'm designing it and I've decorated these 2 rooms, and I'm like, yay.
Yeah, I'm not a.
Like, I
I'm not a
don't get it.
Minecraft. I'm not a Minecraft person either. This game does intrigue me. I think I may be picking it up on PC eventually.
I will say it looked good.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
It looked really neat. I mean, it looked really sharp, and but I don't get it.
Yeah.
It's just one of those, and I'm like, nah, I don't feel like I'm gonna miss out on anything by not getting this game. So.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean in the whole moral thing of the story that with IGN was like this could be hit or miss. Like it could be one of those games that was overhyped. We won't know obviously until a few months down the road.
I
So,
heard a potential rumor that
Okay.
because I think where was I hearing this? I don't remember if I read it or I heard it on another show, but there was talk that right now this is exclusive to Sony and PC. It's
Yeah.
not no word that it's coming to Xbox.
No.
And I guess the word on the street is that if this thing is successful, that Sony's going to gobble up this studio.
Huh.
And make it exclusive.
Well, that would be bad news. Yeah. They have a tendency of doing that, and then you don't see a game from them for 15 years, and
You won't get no update for till 2020.
yeah. I think the time of exclusives and stuff like that need to eventually go away because games are costing too much. I think to get a good product, people, the companies need to make money, and we need to go from there. But all right, community time. So Rob can make his money.
Is Rob here?
Yeah, he needs to earn his paycheck. So we need to keep him awake. Well, this is going to be an easy community, but so multiple ways to be a part of the community. You can send us a voicemail, send us an email. You can tweet us on Twitter, and you can go and join our Facebook group and have some chats there. Also do Xbox Live messages if that's the way you want to get a hold of one of us. You can message that, and hopefully here in the near future we can have an Xbox community or whatever that is when that comes out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but and then also for FNL I tried to do some FNL stuff, but I don't think anything was going out. I would like to do an FNL this Friday. I'd like to play some Overwatch if anybody would like to play, but it is completely up to you guys. If you whatever you guys want to do is try to spark a community event or community gaming night, just let us know. Tweet it to us or whatever. We'll tweet it out and we'll get things started. It doesn't have to be hosted by here's the one thing I'd like to really see. As I'd like to see FNL not have to be hosted by us. If somebody wants to take control for a week or something like that, I used Brentley as an example earlier. I'll use him as an example today. If Brentley wants to do Battlefield 4 or something like that, then he can say, hey, I'd really like to do FNL for Battlefield 4. And then I can say, hey, we're doing FNL Battlefield 4 this weekend. Look up Brentley or myself or whatever, and we don't have to be there. It's just a time for community members to hang out. So it'd be really cool. But for voicemail, go to thisxboxlife.com, click send a voicemail on the right hand side, follow the prompts, We'll get it played on the show. To email us, there's multiple ways. You can go to thisxboxlife.com and do contact us and follow out the form. Or you can send an email directly to contact@thisxboxlife.com, which we got one this week. So, Rob, take it away.
All right, this is from ASAP to Slick. Do you think the Xbox One could be upgraded to play 4K games once the Scorpio comes out? Why or why not?
I don't think it will be possible. The hardware, I do not believe, will be.
Yeah.
It
Oh, yeah.
won't be capable of doing so. So yeah, that I think if that was the case, we wouldn't have the Scorpio coming out. It would just be, we would just have the Xbox One S. But that is a good question. I mean, and I can see how people may think that, or that may be one of those things that Microsoft has to iron out as far as not confusing the community or confusing the buyers out there. I was trying to explain this to somebody at work over the week is what is the Xbox One S, or like why should I get it with the Scorpio coming out? And all I was trying to explain is like if you are buying an Xbox right now, you are buying the Xbox One S. That is the current Xbox. That is what we consider the Xbox One. Is the Xbox One S. It's just like any other time for the 360 when they would slowly bring out the new nanometer chips and all that stuff. This is just the replacement. It's the 1.5. It's the next version. Of course, you could go buy a budget version of the Xbox One if cost is where you want to be at. But if you just want to say, here's the next one, think of it like an iPhone 6 and iPhone 6S. It's just the next evolution of the Xbox, but it's still an iPhone or still an Xbox One. And then Scorpio is going to be your next big jump or your leap, which is for 4K and for VR. So, but that was a very good question, and thank you for writing in. We appreciate it. Did you guys have anything to add on that?
Nope.
Nope.
All right. Twitter.com/thisxboxlife is our Twitter account. And our Facebook group where we spend most of our time is facebook.com/groups/thisxboxlife. So go out there and request to be added and good to go. New this week. What do we got, Rob?
So for the Xbox One, we have Kingdom, New Lands, and also Anode. For Xbox 360, we have Zilch.
Nope.
That means none. Nothing.
Nada. Nope.
Nada. It's not a game title. And then we can go over the games with gold, just for the heck of it. Just a couple more days, about 7-8 more days left for the first half of the August month. So we have Tumblestone for Xbox One, good for a couple more days here because it times out on the 15th. And starting on the 16th, replacing it is going to be WWE 2K16. And then currently, just started about a week ago, was Warriors Orochis 3 Ultimate. Xbox 360 has Spelunky through the middle of the month, and then Beyond Good and Evil starting on the 16th. And then also, as usual, like to mention that if you get something out of the show, if you really enjoy the show, you've been a long-time listener and you're wondering how you can help the podcast out, how you can support the show, well, I've got the answer for you. You can go and make Amazon purchases using our affiliate link. We all know that you purchase stuff on Amazon because we all do. And just go to thisxboxlife.com/Amazon, or just go to the main site, click on the big Amazon logo each and every time you make a purchase or purchases on Amazon. Doesn't cost you anything extra, but we get a little finder's fee for sending you their way. So that helps us out a lot. And then also, if you're on iTunes, go up there, find the show, and give us a rating, 5 stars if you could. The more 5-star ratings that we get, the more promoted the podcast gets on iTunes. So we can have more and more people join our community. And that's about all. Right, guys?
Yep. I don't have anything else. You
Yeah.
guys have anything else?
I'm
What do we want to do next week? Next week's 400. 400 episodes next week.
Take a nap.
Let's play 400 hours straight of games.
All right. Rob, you take the first 399 and I'll take the last one. No, we'll be here. Be here, same thing. It'd be nice to see a big turnout. Let's get a big turnout for next week's show. That'd be fun. Do you want to try to give something or do a giveaway or anything?
I need to talk to you guys after the show.
Okay. Keep an eye on Facebook then.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah. We need to talk.
Okay.
So, if we do anything, we'll announce it on our Facebook group this week.
All right. Well, guys, I'm all done. So I am Brun BJ Swick 33.
And I'm Rob Olson, Presar. Thanks for listening, everybody.
I'm Mark, aka Wingman 709, taking off.